Welcome to this video on understanding international organisations, who they are and what they do. There are different definitions of what an international organisation is, but this video will focus on intergovernmental bodies like the UN and the EU and development banks. Some are regional, like the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, also called ASEAN, while others have a truly global scope, like the World Bank. There's a few examples here, but there are many more, and some of them are very specialist. What they have in common is that they tackle issues that affect national borders, human rights, diplomacy, international trade, and they're also concerned with issues and challenges that impact multiple countries. So things like climate change, health crises and epidemics, and technology and AI. Their work involves issues where cooperation between nations is useful, perhaps to share expertise or resources, negotiate agreements, or develop foreign policy. People often think about policy and research roles at international organisations, but there are an enormous number of things to be done which need a wide variety of people to do them. People are needed to manage IT systems, human resources, get involved in finance or engineering, for example, and these all have a specific skill set. However, in all sorts of different roles, skills are valuable in cross cultural communication, diplomacy and negotiation, and languages, reflecting the really international quality of the work. Projects can be complex, so project management skills, being able to manage ambiguity and complexity, are also important. And of course, being ethical and transparent is incredibly valuable. International organisations don't usually have graduate schemes as such, but there are early career routes, often called Young Professionals Programmes or YPP, or some variation of that title. We have a directory of these on Handshake. You should be aware that many of them have got work experience requirements, so they aren't really designed for people looking for their very first job after university. Internships and volunteer opportunities offer alternative entry points, although internships may be unpaid or only paid a stipend to cover expenses, and they sometimes have a requirement that they're done within a few months of graduating. For permanent roles, especially within the UN, a master's is often necessary. Most people have one. However, internships are possible with a bachelor's degree. Developing a niche area of interest or a skill can help you to get your foot in the door. And as I've already mentioned, many jobs also require work experience. So if you haven't started your master's study yet, it's worth seriously considering whether you want to go straight into that further study or whether gaining work experience first will help you to narrow down the areas that interest you most so that you can choose a degree that's going to help you develop that special interest and those skills further. Telling your story is always key in recruitment. Reflecting on your strengths and motivation, and researching the organisation's goals so you can show the connection between the two. Networking is also valuable, not just to find jobs, but to help you understand the current landscape. One way to go about that in this area is to think about the UN's Sustainable Development Goals, also known as SDGs. All UN organisations are committed to these, and they're used by lots of other organisations as well. They may look simple, but there are 169 targets and 231 indicators of success, all of which are interlinked. Consider which goals resonate most with you. You could explore how different bodies are addressing that goal and what it means in their context. Once you've identified that, you might start exploring how your personal skills and qualities could best serve the work being done, perhaps as a speechwriter or data analyst, maybe as a project manager. Research and reflection will help you articulate your motivations clearly when you apply. Even if you're not ready to apply just yet, it's really worth looking at some jobs you think you might be interested in to find out more about what's required. If you discover gaps in your skills, consider addressing them before applying. International organisations are particularly strict in their hiring, so if you don't meet all of the job requirements, it's really important to gain the necessary experience. And it's worth noting that work experience requirements for jobs will often exclude voluntary work. So it's really important to think about where that work experience will be paid. This could be through the charity, public, or private sector. Whilst you're still studying, take advantage of resources like Cambridge's Alumni Network and student initiatives to help you prepare for that paid work and build your networks and understanding of the field. There's a few specific examples here. You can explore routes into international organisations of your choice in more depth through our blog and our YouTube channel, where you'll hear stories of alumni talking about their own journeys. We also have reflective resources on our website that will help you think more about what you can bring so that you can tell your own story and find the place where you'll be happiest. Good luck!